I see them, Miss Jesse. They're here.
Take care of their horses.
We're the men to stop them. We're the men to help Thompson. I'd like to see them all burn in hell.
Thompson! Thompson, come out of there!
Roy, you want me to go with you?
No, thanks. This town may not need a deputy, but it sure as shooting
Thompson,
needs a fireman.
I'm here to talk about my man Harms. He's dead, murdered. You've murdered too many good men, Thompson. Come on out into the street, or are you a coward? A back-shooting coward who won't face me.
let's get him. Hey, Luke, it's a present for you. Come on, get him up there.
Oh, there he goes.
All right, let's give him a guard of honor, boys. Here you go.
Too old.
Warlock needs me. Gotta get out of this town. Gotta get out.
Too late. Too late for us all.
Johnny. Oh, wake up, Johnny. Come on. Oh, you're a fine example of a big brother. Come on.
I feel good, and I want to feel good.
Yeah, sure. Come on.
Away, Billy. Help me. Help me to feel good.
Oh, I can't figure you anymore, Johnny. I swear I can't figure you.
Hey, Tony Benner! Come on, let's go, Tony! Get yourself all pretty up.
Hurry up, you. I gotta get out of here.
I'm gonna try, if you just to give me time. Ain't gonna do no good, Tony. You're the ugliest.
God. Look what he did! Look what he did!
Come on, Tony, let's go.
Johnny! Come on, we gotta go. Come on!
Thompson didn't stand a prayer, did he? Did he, Abe?
Johnny, you're drunk.
When were Cade and Benner supposed to backshoot him? Before or after he drew?
Cade and Benner had orders to shoot only if there was interference from outside.
Interference from who? There's no man in Warlock that dare come against you in a fight.
No? Well, there's getting to be a lot more of them. New ones all the time, and I gotta keep letting them know I was here first.
How long does that give you the right to run things your way, Abe?
As long as I want.
Yeah. Well, all I'm saying is that when you stand to win, you gotta be able to stand to lose, too.
I say the time has come to take up arms in our defense. Last night was the 4th time in a month this town has come to a standstill, driven to cover by them murdering cowboys. We put our faith in Thompson. He ran.
While everyone else hid.
An excellent point, Miss Jesse. But it's time to stop hiding.
We've got them outnumbered 5 to 1. We've got arms. We've got to fight them off with arms.
At the risk of losing our own lives?
I have a quota of ore that I have to deliver from my silver mines. Yet my miners are terrorized, my ore wagons wrecked. We can't let this anarchism, murder, and violence destroy Warlock. even at the risk of our lives.
I say we arm ourselves and serve notice. We'll stand and fight.
That's the only way to handle it, and the rest of you men know it.
Wrong, wrong, wrong. It's all wrong. You're using anarchy and murder to try to prevent anarchy and murder. Why, you're doing the same thing as McEwen.
Well, what's the alternative, Judge?
Law and order. That's the alternative.
There is one other way. We can hire our own marshal. Lots of towns have done it.
We can't hire a marshal. There's no such position in this town because we're not legally a town.
He'd be just as much a marshal as you are a judge, Mr. Holloway. On acceptance, as you put it. You'd act for us, the Citizens Committee of Warlock.
The only way to handle this is the legal way. To send a bright city for Sheriff Keller.
What'll he do, send us another Thompson?
Keller's 50 miles away. Might as well be 1,000 for all the times he ever comes down here. I say we try our own marshal.
Well, this looks like a happy gathering. Something going on we should know about?
Just foolish committee talk, Curly. Something I can do for you?
Well, with all this foolish committee talk going on, half the stores in town are closed. And it is supply day at San Pablo, Mr. Richardson. Now, let's see. I'd like to have a half dozen sacks of flour.
Just give me a few minutes, Curly, and I'll be open for business.
Yes, sir, Mr. Richardson. We wouldn't think of breaking up such an important meeting. I tell you what, we'll just wait outside. Pony and Johnny and me.
Benner killed our barber. Just an hour ago, we were all very indignant about that. Yet there he stood. None of us did anything about it.
All right, Henry, you've made your point. But who are you going to get for your marshal?
I have such a man in mind, Clay Blaisdell, serving at present as marshal in Fort James.
You mean vigilante, gambler, gunman?
I'm sure we've all heard about him. Even been a book written about him by Caleb Bain. Mr. Bain attributes all manner of courage and prowess to Mr. Blaisdell. He even presented him with a pair of gold-handled Colts for his brave deeds. I saw Blaisdell once in Fort James, the day after he killed Big Ben Nicholson. He was a bad one, Nicholson was. Blaisdell deserved those gold Colts. He's the best.
Well, is this, superhuman going to subdue the savage breast by the pure power of his eye, or by the menace of his six-shooter, or simply by his reputation?
None of those, Miss Jesse. Blaisdell's only hope in Warlock is to be lead-proof.
There she is, Clay. Warlock. Looks like a fair enough town.
Better than some I've seen.
Just for a short stay anyway.
Well, we'll find out.
Well, Jesse, there he comes. Gold-handled Colts and all. I think this is a real beginning for Warlock.
Well, he's here, and I'm going. I sold out to Morgan. Yes, I guess you have. I wonder if we all have.
Blazel.
Blazel? I'm Judge Holloway.
I didn't know Warlock had a judge.
On acceptance only. Same way you're a marshal. Just want to get a good look at you. They say you're a decent man.
I thank you.
But it's not enough to be decent. When you have yourself set where you have to kill men and judge which men to kill, where is the law?
Well, I guess I'll be the law, Judge. On your acceptance.
Ah, not on mine. I don't accept you. Any man who's got himself set over others and hasn't any responsibility to something bigger than himself is a murdering swine.
Oh, shut up,
There's
Judge.
something bigger than all men.
Judge,
And that's the
shut
law.
up.
Do you hear me?
Come on.
The law.
That's a nice welcoming committee.
Better than some I've seen. As I understand it, then, I have full authority, accountable only to you, the Citizens Committee.
Yes, that's it. Accountable to us.
That's what I said, Mr. Dmytryk.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll carry out my duties in ways best fitted to the job, aim being always, of course, the public safety.
Peace and safety. That's our aim, yes, sir.
You won't be surprised, then, if I have to post men out of town. In the last resort, of course, in case of real troublemakers. And they've been informed that they're coming into town at the risk of their lives.
I suggest you start by posting every one of the San Pablo Cowboys, Marshal.
Just a minute, Buck. All those boys ain't so bad. I happen to like Curly Byrne and Billy Ganon, among others. It's McEwen and Benner and Cage.
Mr. Skinner, Mr. Slavin, you will let that be my choice.
There are one or two minors, real troublemakers. Now, if I could give you their names...
He's not your private marshal, Mr. McDonald, regardless
So
of
my
what you
choice,
think.
Mr. McDonald, Miss...
There's only one other thing, Marshal. Some of the town folk have been wondering about Mr. Morgan, whether he'll have any official status.
May I see that? Tom Morgan's my friend. We've been friends for over 10 years. I've never known him to commit an evil act. You'll have to take my word for that. I started working for him as a faro dealer. I still stand behind the wheel on occasion.
Faro dealer?
Oh, yes. We're partners, you see. The $400 a month I get from you would hardly pay for the ammunition I use up in practice. Fortunately, as a faro dealer, I'm an attraction. Things work out very well.
I presume by an attraction you mean that people come hoping to see you shoot someone dead.
You don't approve of me, do you, Miss?
Marlowe, Jesse Marlowe. Really doesn't matter. I'm in the minority.
Well, you won't be in the minority very long, Miss Marlowe. People generally begin to resent me. I don't mind it when it happens. It's part of the job.
Marshal, let me assure
But
you.
it will happen. I come here as your salvation at a very high wage. I establish order, ride roughshod over offenders. At first you're pleased because there's a good deal less trouble. And a very strange thing happens. You begin to feel I'm too powerful. You begin to fear me. Not me, but what I am. When that happens, we shall have had full satisfaction from one another. It'll be time for me to leave.
You speak as though from great experience, Marshal. Has this happened in many towns?
Yes, ma'am, in a lot of towns.
Hey, aren't you finished yet? Come on up.
Excuse me.
Well, we might as well adjourn.
Maybe they can't hold guns, but they sure can hold meetings.
What's that? A black rattlesnake of Fort James.
That's a very poetic image. Come on, I'll show you the quarters. Oh, Merch, start cleaning up downstairs, will you?
All right.
Well? Ah, look, this will fix up fine. First thing we do is we get rid of all this trash. Look, we each have a bedroom and a parlor. I'll fix this up real fancy.
Well, don't work too hard. There's only one bunch against us here, the McEwens. Shouldn't take too long.
You know, these aren't just tourists like those Tejanos up in Fort James. I hear this is a bad bunch. Well, in any case, let's drink to the next town.
Let's drink to this town first, and a successful meeting with the McEwens.
Yeah, the sooner the better, huh?
How?
Okay. Only that's good.
Go back to work.
Evening.
Is, isn't it? Some of McEwen's boys just come in.
Is that so? McEwen come in himself?
Not yet. I've been doing a little investigating to have them all paid. Come here. See that big fella? That's Jack Cade. He's number 2 to McEwen. Next to him is Chet Hagan. The little sneaky one on the right, that's Polly Bennett. Jack Cade, he's supposed to be the meanest.
I see you added something.
Hey, I wondered when you noticed. She came in the last batch from San Francisco along with those drapes. Kind of held out till today because I didn't know if you were big enough to handle her on your wall.
Very pretty. I wonder if McEwen's coming in.
Don't worry about McEwen. You'll never see him come up against you. His style is to play with a back shooter. You just watch out for Cade.
You said that before.
You want me to handle some of the action?
I'll play it my way, Morg. See if they don't have to, too.
Say, I hope you put on your gold handle pair. You'll be a lot disappointed here tonight if they don't see him flash.
And for Sunday, go to meeting Morg. This is a work day.
All right, see you downstairs.
I'm ready. All right. Let's have a drink in the French Palace. Maybe the marshal will join us.
Well, let's go get him.
Take it easy, Billy.
Let's go, Johnny.
Rich, they're coming. You watch for back shooters. Anybody moves, you let go. With this, you'll mash half the place. Anybody makes a move at Clay's bank, you let go. I don't care who you mash. All right. What'll Blazel say? Nothing if he's dead. Evening, Mr. McEwen. Gentlemen, the place is yours.
Nice place it is.
Right there. A drink for Mr. McEwen and his friends. Hope you enjoy yourselves.
We will.
Blaisdell will be halfway back to Fort James by now.
Don't you wish it, Billy?
Oh, you'll be here all right. This one's a different breed of horse.
This is going to be a good one, a real good one.
Hey, Billy. Maybe you and me and Curly and Chet can have a game of cards over here.
Whiskey.
Mr. Marshal. Marshal, I wonder, could I make a little complaint? No, I guess it's up to me. There's just been a heap of fussing about it, but seems like folks just kind of gone and left it up to me. It's them gold handles of yours, Marshal. I sure do hope you ain't wearing them tonight, because they are awfully hard on a man's eyes. Now, I'm just speaking for myself now, Marshal. But I surely hate to get a case of eye strain from them gold handles. You know, they're so bright in the sun and all. A man just ain't much use without his good eyes. And I hear there've been an awful lot of them strained in Warlock lately.
You could close your eyes.
Oh, Marshal, I'd just look foolish. I'd just be bumping and whumping all over the place trying to get around with my eyes closed. Marshal, por favor, couldn't you just not polish them handles so bright? Hand rubbing on them like they say you do?
I guess I might do that. If things fell right in town here.
Marshal, what if somebody painted them handles black for you?
That might do. But who's to do it? McCune. McCune, my name's Blazel. I'm hired to keep the peace here. I'm going to lay down two things right now and back up all the way. The first one's this. Any man starts a shooting scrape, I'll kill, unless he kills me first. Number two is what the Citizens Committee's agreed to. If a man makes trouble and goes on making, he's going to see himself posted out of town. That's what they call in some towns a white affidavit. It's backed by me. Any man posted comes in here, comes in against me. That's all I've got to say, McCune.
Here, here. Blazel! Go for your iron, Blazel.
Billy!
Go along, son.
Let's go, Billy.
Give me.
That wasn't so hard, was it, Mark?
You know, I thought they'd never leave.
Dave?
Why, you dirty yellow lip.
I'm gonna cut that stinking trigger.
Stop it! Stop it!
One of these days, I'm gonna shoot that hand off.
All right, stop it, Johnny.
Let's not stand around squalling at each other.
I knew about Cade. Now I know about you, Abe. You're back shooters, both of you.
That's enough, Johnny. It's bad enough we're running back to San Pablo, our tails between our legs.
I just want to make it plain.
Shut up, Johnny. Just shut up. Coming, Johnny?
No, Billy. I guess I'll be staying in town.
Afternoon, Mr. Ganon.
Hello, Mr. Morgan.
Feels like you and me are social pariahs.
What do you mean?
We're the only two in town not invited to the wedding.
Yeah.
Me because I'm a no-good gambler. You because you're no good San Pabloite.
I'm not a San Pabloite, not anymore.
It's a pity they don't believe you. Just don't believe me. Weddings.
You don't like them, huh?
Mr. Ganon, we pretend to be free men. Yet when conventionality spreads its net out fold by fold, we eagerly approach its pretty meshes that bind us to domesticity.
You, read that in a book somewhere?
I think I just made it up. What I'm trying to say, Mr. Ganon, is a civilization is stalking Warlock.
Mr. Morgan? I'm Finn Jiggs. Ed Hamilton sent me down from Fort James.
Come inside.
Where sorrow is unknown, I saw her.
Well, maybe you gentlemen feel things has improved in Warlock, and maybe your safety has improved.
It certainly has. Not one drop of bloodshed in town since the marshal here took over.
That's right. Well, it ain't the same outside of town. Lost 1,000 head of stock in 2 months. Understand, I ain't holding McCune responsible, but I hear he's shipping a lot of cattle recently.
It's not only rustling that's cropping up. There's so many road agents out. Only yesterday I told my drivers not to resist a holdup. From now on, I carry no shipments of any value. Today's the last bank ship, and I wouldn't count on that getting through.
I'm making no accusations, but if I were marshal, I'd get out after a couple of boys named Benner and Friendly.
And what would you do with them? Take them to Bright City, where a jury of 12 trembling fools under the eye of McEwen and let them off?
Allow me, Miss Marlowe.
Thank you.
May I join you? I enjoyed your playing, Miss Marlowe. And your singing.
Thank you.
You have a light, sensitive touch. My mother played the melodeon.
Oh?
Yes, even killers and gunmen have mothers, Miss Marlowe.
And I'm sure you loved and respected her.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Blaisdell, I think I owe an apology.
Whatever for, Miss Marlowe.
Dr. Wagner told me, word for word, what you did against McEwen and his men. You've done what nobody else even came close to doing, without firing a shot.
I did it only to convince you I'm not the wickedest man in the West.
Anyway, I respect that, and I admire you for it. My father hated violence.
He opened up the mines here, didn't he?
Yes. Well, anyway, Mr. Blaisdell, we accept my apology.
You see, it's happening. I warned you about that in my first meeting with the committee. But people changing their minds about me, I mean.
You said that people would get to fear and resent you.
People that liked and wanted me would. People that disliked me would. Change, Miss Marlowe. It's inevitable. But it goes both ways.
Does that worry you?
No, ma'am, not at all. You see, it has compensations.
How many on the stage?
3. Her and him and that little sawed-off from the bank in Bright City.
Oh, there must be money in the box. She could be in danger of a holdup. Now, you better leave now, and you tell Ed thanks.
Well, I wasn't planning on going right back.
You can get a fresh horse at the livery stable. Just tell him you work for me.
Thanks, Morgan. Ed said you'd be pleased to hear it.
Oh, yes, I'm pleased. Oh, Murphy, have my horse saddled.
Here it comes.
Reach! Throw it down!
Box down.
Let's see what the passengers got.
Friendly!
Get the doc! Get the doc!
Henry, get the doctor!
Get the doctor! Get the doc! Ah!
What happened?
Threw down on us, the road ate a rock. Shot a passenger. The team took off, so we run for it.
One of them was Pony Benner, I hope to spit.
The little one was Pony, all right. The other was Billy Ganon.
If we ride to hit the river low down, we could head them.
Marshal, you deputize me, and I'm your man.
I'll ride with you, Marshal. Jack, get some horses ready, will you? Say there were two of them.
Pony Benner and Bill.
There were 3 of them.
I only saw 2.
They were 3. There was one up on the ridge.
Is he the one that killed the big fella?
What big fella?
My friend's name was Nicholson. Bob Nicholson. A brother to Ben Nicholson of Texas.
We had to let him lay when the team took off wild.
Marshal, I'd like to go with you. Didn't you hear, Ganon? One of them was your brother. I said I'd like to go, Marshal.
I'll ask you to ride out after the passenger.
I'd rather not.
Somebody has to. I'm asking you.
Well, boys, let's go see what San Pablo looks like.
Welcome to Warlock, Miss...
Couldn't get along without me, huh, Lily? You should let me know you were coming.
Didn't you know?
No, I'd have had a brass band out.
Didn't you? Didn't you?
Won't you come into my parlor? Remind you of home, Lily?
I was on the stage this afternoon when it was held up.
Well, that must have been very exciting.
A man was killed.
Yeah, so I heard. Somebody said he looked like a high roller. Now, he wasn't with you, was he, Lily?
It was Ben Nicholson's brother.
Well,
I went more than 5,000 miles looking for Ben Nicholson's brother.
Lily. How you run through those Nicholsons. Haven't you had enough of killing?
Not till I see Blazel shot down. Wherever he goes, I'll follow him and see him shot down. For taking away the only chance I ever had. For killing the only decent man I ever knew.
You have decency mixed up. Here. There is one decent man, but hell has turned you loose on him. Ben Nicholson was a cheap gunman. He came after Clay, called him out, and drew first.
You put Clay up to it.
Well, if you really believe that, then you should get somebody to shoot me down.
No. There'd be no satisfaction for me in that. You don't care about yourself. You do care about Clay. And when he's dead and in the dust, I'll look at you over his body and laugh.
Oh, Lily. You'd better leave Warlock.
You'd like me to go. You'd give a lot, wouldn't you?
I'd give a lot more to have you come back to me, Lily.
For what? So that you could send me back to work whenever you run short of money.
I thought you did it because you loved me.
How could I have ever? You cripple.
Mike, you and Slavin take him inside.
They got Benner. Tony Benner, the barber killer.
Any trouble?
Ah, they came like lambs, with Abe McCune spouting scripture about truth and justice.
Sure, and he's already on his way to Bride's to make sure he gets the right jury.
That's out of our hands. I sent Sam Brown up for the sheriff.
Let's hang him, Marshal.
Yeah, I'd say the sheriff a trip down here.
Yeah, Marshal, let's hang him.
Yeah, hang him. Hang him.
Hang him, Marshal. Hang him
Slavin,
right
I'll
now.
deputize you to guard him till the sheriff gets here. Use as many men as you need.
Get out of here. This isn't assembly hall.
What's he doing here?
Out.
Let's hang him now!
Expect they mean to make trouble from the sound of them.
No, I don't think so.
Just the same, we better stay here.
You better go, Ganon.
I just want to talk to my brother.
You got the wrong guy, I tell you. I had nothing to do with it.
You're better with a Winchester than you are with your mouth, Calhoun.
But I wasn't even there. Go on, Tony, tell him.
You're howling up some trouble down there.
Yeah, sounds like. I saw someone today to shock a man.
Yeah.
You seen her?
Yeah.
People I'd rather see in Warlock than Lily. How?
How?
And the passenger the road agent shot. Ben Nicholson's brother. Came after me, I guess.
Well, the San Pablo boys did you a favor, huh?
Yeah. You know, I never could figure that Ben Nicholson gunning for me. He'd settle down on a ranch. There's even talk of him and Lily getting married.
Yeah, there was talk of a lot of men and Lily. Ben Nicholson was a man with pride. He had to be top man. So he tried you out, that's all.
Is that all? He had a reputation, but he wasn't that kind. I'd hate to think there was no reason for me to kill Ben Nicholson.
He was in the prod for you. He came gunning for you. And now his brother comes after you.
Is it that simple?
Clay, it's that simple.
You can't stop us.
You see if I don't. If you think a bunch of drunks and wild bull prods are gonna bust this jail, you're mistaken. Now get out of here.
We'll tromp you down, Slavin. What's Johnny Ganon doing here? He's one of them, ain't he?
I said get.
Go on! Johnny, give us something to start him off with.
Need another man?
We surely do. We surely do, Clay.
We're taking those road agents out to hang, Blazel.
And you ain't gonna stop us. We'll tromp you down like the rest.
Come here and tromp me, Fitz. Come here. Come here.
This ain't none of your put-in, Marshal.
Come here.
You've done McCune's work tonight, Blazel.
You got anything to say? Step up and say it, otherwise go home. All of you, go home. And while you're doing it, think how being in a lynch mob is as low a thing as a man can do.
Thank you, Marshal. Thank you kindly.
No, I have to thank you. It was my job.
There's a man.
Why don't you bring his boots and we'll kiss him for him like he wants? Like you all do. Bring us his boots.
He just saved your life, Billy. I wonder why.
Mr. Richardson, you'll see to it that any witnesses against him get up to Bright's for the trial.
A lot of good that'll do, Sheriff.
If you thought that, why don't you let the mob have him the other night?
We don't do things that way in Warlock.
Oh, we don't. Here you get paid $400 a month, Mr. Blaisdell. You and Morgan, quite a team. Here you have silk sheets from China. I get $100 a month for being legal sheriff, plus rheumatism from sleeping cold nights. Mr. Blaisdell, I've heard a lot about you. The way I figure, you operate outside the law, same as those cowboys.
What law? When do you ever come down here? Why aren't we supplied with enough deputies?
Job's open. You can have all the deputies you want. Well, you want the job, Buck?
For what? $40 a month and a free pine box?
How about you, Mr. Blaisdell? You want to try doing it legal for once?
Sorry, Sheriff. The principle appeals to me, but the pay doesn't.
Any man here ready to be deputy? Or is everyone here in Warlock chicken-livered? Or too greedy? You want law in this town? I offer you law. Else don't come whining to me when there's trouble. And watch yourselves when you go hire an outside gunman who make a living by killing. Well, anybody? All right, then.
I'll take the job.
You, Johnny Ganon?
What?
If you think I can do it.
Sure you can do it, Johnny. Sure you can. Come inside.
Kelly, you can't do this.
Why can't I?
He's one of them.
I've known Johnny Ganon all his life. He seems to have been a good boy. Maybe a little wild, but you can't condemn a man for that. Further, you can't condemn a man for his brother or his friends. What's more, he volunteered when no one else did. So I'm making him the new deputy of Warlock. He'll be that till I remove him.
Or he's carried out.
You know, you're putting him up against Blaisdell.
Against any lawbreakers. You understand that, don't you, Johnny?
I understand.
Fine. Well, adios, gentlemen.
Well, looks like law's coming back to Warlock.
But for how long, Judge?
Miss Dollar, I just saw you coming up here.
You're the new deputy.
Yes, ma'am. My name's John Ganon. Well, I thought if I might ask you a few questions. Look, those boys were let off at Bright's, you know, acquitted.
Isn't that what everybody expected?
Yes, ma'am, but I'd like to know who killed your Mr. Nicholson.
He wasn't mine.
Oh. Well, you said there was a third man. A shot came from behind some rocks.
So it did. But what's the difference? They got off.
Yes, ma'am, but I'd still like to know.
Oh, of course you would. Your brother was one of them, wasn't he? They're your friends.
I'm not one of them, Miss Dollar.
All right, suppose I told you I know who killed him. What would you do?
I'd go after him. Do you know?
No, there's very little I know. I'm a woman. I only feel things. And you're a deputy, and you want answers to questions. And I tell you, it doesn't matter.
But it does matter. The Citizens Committee's meeting right now. And those men from San Pablo will be posted out of town.
By Clay Blaisdell?
Yes, ma'am. And if they didn't do it, well, it just ain't
Your
right.
brother's just a boy, isn't he?
He's 19. No, he's not a boy. But that's not really why I care.
No?
No, ma'am. You see, I'm the deputy sheriff. And if Clay Blaisdell goes after him, well, I just believe it's my job to keep the law.
You'd go against Blaisdell?
If I have to. You see, I'm not a boy either, Miss Dollar.
Mr. Ganon. I'm sorry. I've rented a house. Pretty fair house. I rented it for Mr. Dmytryk, and some of the boys from the livery stable are dropping my trunks around this afternoon. I wonder if you'd help me move in.
Well, sure. Sure, I'd like to help, Miss Dollar.
Around 5.
All right.
I'll try a hand at cooking some supper for us.
Fine.
You don't have to look so worried, Deputy. I can cook.
Good evening.
Good evening, Deputy. I thought you'd come dressed for work.
Well, you said work and supper, so I wasn't just sure.
So I did. Come on in.
Thanks. Oh, it's a nice place.
There'll be no supper till all the work's done.
All right. What would you like me to do first?
You can start by putting those trunks in my bedroom.
Yes, ma'am. Smells mighty good, Miss Dollar.
Cornbread, meat, and greens.
Oh, fine. Well, guess there's not many men in Warlock eating home-cooked food tonight.
Keep working, Deputy.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, that was mighty good.
You didn't finish your greens, Mr. Ganon.
My mother used to say that.
It's a thing women say. Where is she?
She's dead, Miss Dollar.
Lily. Just Lily.
No. Well, she died, well, I don't know, about 19 years ago, back in Nebraska.
And your father?
The Apaches killed him. That was in the early days out here.
And Blaisdell's going to kill your brother. And the others?
If they come into town.
You knew Blaisdell back in Fort James, didn't you?
Long before Fort James, I knew Morgan. If you knew Morgan, you knew Blaisdell. He dealt faro for Morgan. And people knew he was a killer right from the start. He was a colonel in the army at 21. And he never quit being a colonel. All he knows is killing. What sort of man is this McCune?
Worse than he ought to be, and he's getting worse all the time. I used to think pretty high of him.
But you left, and your brother stayed on.
That's right. I left.
Why?
Oh, a lot of reasons.
What reasons?
I've never told anybody this before, but about 8 or 10 months ago, some Mexicans were supposed to have been massacred by Apaches down in Rattlesnake Canyon. At least everybody said it was Apaches.
But it wasn't?
No. No, it wasn't. You see, we'd rustled more than 1,000 head down at Hacienda Puerto across the border, but those Mexicans trailed us back here. So one night, a bunch of us stripped down, smeared ourselves with mud, and boxed them up in Rattlesnake Canyon. We killed them all. 37 of them. 37. I don't know. It was kind of like a dream. I'll never forget laying there sweating, covered with mud, waiting for him. It was so quiet. Then they came. Abe gave the signal. We all started to fire. It was just awful. I don't think they got off a single shot. All around me, Abe and all the rest of them were screaming like Apaches, firing down into the canyon until there wasn't anybody left to shoot. I say it was like a dream, but it wasn't a dream, it was real. It happened that way.
Good afternoon, Miss Jesse.
I was just out riding on my way to Medusa Mine, as a matter of fact, and I heard the shots. I had no idea it was you. My, it's hot today.
Yes, ma'am, it certainly is. Not nearly as hot as yesterday, though.
No, not nearly.
Though I heard someone say as I was leaving town, Buck Slavin it was, that he thought today was hotter. Matter of opinion, I guess.
Of course. Purely a matter of opinion. Would you happen to have some water in that canteen of yours? This heat makes one terribly thirsty.
Well, yes, ma'am, I do.
That's all right, Marshal. I can drink right from the canteen.
You were just out riding, you said.
On my way to the Medusa Mine. That mountain water certainly makes one feel much cooler.
Yes, ma'am, it generally does.
What are you doing out here anyway? Not shooting at bad men, are you?
No, practicing.
Practicing?
Yes, ma'am. Just like you practice on the pianos, I practice on the Colts. The stakes are a little different, but the reason's the same. What should we talk about now, Miss Jesse?
The men you posted are coming into town.
Thank you for warning me, but I've already heard.
Why does it have to happen? Why do these things always have to end in bloodshed?
That's how things are, Miss Jesse. That's why I was hired, why you hired me.
And so they'll come into town and you'll shoot them all down dog dead in the street, is that it?
Or them me.
Or them you.
Understand, Miss Jesse, I enjoy being marshal. I'm a simple man, good only with Colts. That's all I am, handy with Colts. Besides, being marshal's kind of a habit. Habits are hard to break.
I know about habits. Before my father died, he was sick for 9 years, and I nursed him all that time. I guess I had the nursing habit because that summer there was a typhoid epidemic, and I turned the house into a hospital. And there were the injured miners, and isn't it strange? When I came to Warlock, a very young girl, I had dreams that someday I'd be a someone. My father kept telling me I'd be a someone.
Well, you're a someone, Miss Jesse. You're the miner's angel.
Don't say that. I hate being an angel.
Why, Miss Jesse?
I just wish you had whiskey in that canteen. I'd show you how much of an angel I am.
Have you ever tasted whiskey?
Many times.
How many?
Once. I wanted you to do that.
I know.
I came out here to find you.
I know.
Is that dreadful of me?
Dreadful. Just right, Jesse.
Takes a while to get used to a man's taste. My father used to like his meat just barely scorched.
Chicken fried. It's the only way.
Clay, why must those cowboys come into town?
Because they've been declared guilty of send road agents to every man they know it. They're that if they stay out, yellow bellies besides. If they come in, they'll think they're genuine, gilt-edged heroes, proving they're innocent. Striking a blow for freedom, too. Men have died for that many's a time.
I'll fix your eggs.
Oh, morning, miss. Is the marshal available? Will you please inform him there are 3 murdering cowboys in town? Come to call him out.
Come in, Morg. Have a cup of coffee.
No, thank you. There isn't time.
Where are they?
Down at the Lucky Dollar.
Maybe I better go see what they want.
You haven't had your breakfast yet.
Oh, it's just as well, miss. If he's going to take a stomach wound, it's just as well that he hasn't eaten any food.
Get the coffee out for me, Jesse. I'll be back.
Clay, I'll make you a fresh breakfast when you come back.
Thank you. Morg, I got an idea we're going to see a finish of the McCunes this morning.
Yeah, then we can move on.
Where to?
Oh, a fellow dropped in last night from Palfrey City. You know, it sounds just like it's made for us. Wide open, booming with a gold strike. We ought to take a look.
I don't think so, Morg. Not this time.
What do you mean?
Jesse and I are going to get married.
Yeah? When?
A couple weeks since I can get a preacher down from Bright City.
Well, guess I'll be going to Palfrey City alone, huh?
Why do you have to go, Morg?
Well, that's the way we've always done it. That's the way it's always been. You do a job, you move on to the next.
Oh, this time is different.
Blazel, reach! It's a bad morning for thinking. You know, thinking of weddings could lead to a funeral. Shall we, Marshal?
Thank you, Mr. Morgan.
We're with you, Marshal.
Good luck, Marshal.
If I can help, Marshal.
Deputy!
Marshal, give me time to talk to him.
What good would it do to talk to them?
One of them's my brother.
We're wasting time. We have to move now, Clay.
It's my fight, Deputy. They called me out. You know that, don't you?
Yes, I know that.
All right, Deputy, go ahead.
Thanks.
You thrown in with us, eh, Johnny?
They'll send you to beg us off,
Billy, you
Johnny.
can't do this.
Well, Calhoun weaseled. I guess you're doing the same.
Look, Blaisdell saved you from that lynch mob, and he could have killed you that night in the French palace if that's
Oh,
what he
what
wanted.
happened that night
There's no
wasn't-
need for this. There's no
There's
reason.
no reason enough to stand up and be a man. Well, this is a free territory, and wild gunmen like Blaisdell are trying to make
Billy,
it
you're
not.
talking Abe's foolishness. He'll kill you.
I'm not scared of him. Are you, Johnny?
I'm scared of dying just like any man. And so are you, Billy.
I just want to know what you're going to do. Are you going to back me or Blaisdell?
I won't back him because you're my brother. And I won't back you because you're wrong.
When Pony said it'd be no use. Come on, Blaisdell!
Billy, don't!
You don't have to fight me, Billy. You and your partners just mount up and ride out.
Go for your gun.
Don't make me kill you, boys. Clear on out of here.
Well, go for your gun!
Hey!
Oh, no.
Billy, Billy.
Don't shoot. Don't. I had nothing to do with Calhoun being here.
Start shooting or get out of town.
Oh, I could have killed you if they hadn't done that.
We only wanted to talk. Mr. Richardson, Mr. Peachy, we only wanted to talk.
Friendly.
Three hits. One through the throat, two not a finger apart. Through the heart.
Well, I must be losing my touch. All three were chest aimed. Hey, Clay. Clay, you've been hit.
Is that true, Marshal? What Friendly said?
You saw it, Mr. Dmytryk. Did it look like they came to talk?
Let's go home and have Merce fix that up, huh?
I'll take it to Miss Jesse's. Doc will fix it up while I finish my breakfast.
You gotta tell everybody, Johnny.
Yes, Billy.
I didn't know.
Yes, Billy.
Billy.
Uh-oh.
Evening, Mr. Marshal.
You McCune's messenger boy now?
I know, sir. They're supposed to here's my work. Excellent lettering and spelling, don't you think?
But not your idea, I hope.
No, sir. I have to give Abe full credit for that.
Chief of Regulators. That's a fancy title. You think that one up?
No, sir. Once again, Abe gets the credit. He said that if Warlock could appoint themselves a marshal outside the law, well, then he figured somebody could appoint a chief of regulators.
And who would that someone be?
That'd be the Cowboys' Council for the Protection of San Pablo. I made that title up. You know, this could get to be quite a thing, Mr. Marshal. The town of Warlock appoints a marshal, and he comes in and kills a whole bunch of us cowboys, and we appoint regulators, and we kill you, and the town gets another marshal, and he kills more cowboys, and we appoint... Well, you can see how I'd go back and forth and back for all times. It'd be kind of like looking into two mirrors, put face to face. Oh, Mr. Marshal, I got so many of these. I wonder if you'd kind of like to have one, just as a keepsake?
Thank you. For your collection.
Oh, Clay. You've seen the poster, huh?
If you take the buggy, Jesse, I'll stay and talk to town.
All right, Clay.
Well, Miss, maybe you better stay and find out what it's like being married to a marshal. You know, if he doesn't handle this right, he's going to be a dead man.
I'm sure Clay can handle almost anything, Mr. Morgan.
An army. An army's coming in. This isn't just a challenge or a test like when we first came to town. This is a war, ma'am. A war they have to win. 15, 20 men, an army against 2 men.
If you're worried about the numbers, Morg, maybe you'd better let me handle it alone.
Maybe I will, Clay.
Maybe you better go to Porphyry City. Alone.
All right, Clay. Maybe I will. Well, Miss, maybe you'd like to take the Colts in his defense?
Blazel? I just want to tell you that this is my job, to keep the peace.
How do you propose to do that, Sheriff?
I'll tell McCune he's not to come in.
He'll come in, all right. And when he does, you're not going to fight my fight, Deputy.
I guess I'll have to, Mr. Blazel, because this is the law's business, not yours. Nor yours, Mr. Morgan.
Well, looks like our problem is solved, Morg. The law's taken over.
Hey, you can't mean that.
Why not? Let's see if Warlock's grown up enough to take care of itself.
Clay, if you're not the marshal, you're nothing.
Maybe it's time. Maybe we'll run out of towns.
Boys, we have a visitor.
Why, if it isn't Johnny Ganon, come back to San Pablo. Come in, Johnny. Don't stand there acting like you mightn't be welcome.
Kind of bad manners coming out here with that star hanging on you, Ganon.
Whiskey, Johnny?
No, thanks.
Didn't come to drink.
I came to tell you not to come into town, Abe.
Did Blaisdell send you out here?
Nope.
Then who's the message from?
From me.
You. You're telling us.
I'm the deputy, Abe, and I'm telling you.
You are posting us?
Nobody's posted. But no wild bunch calling themselves Regulators is coming in to make trouble.
Let me rip that star off him, Abe.
That's the way it is, huh, Johnny?
That's the way it is.
Now, what do you mean coming down on my place telling me I'm not to go in there?
Better look out, Abe. I rode out with him, and Johnny's getting mad.
You think Blaisdell isn't going to choose us out and cut us down one by one unless we go in there against them all together?
That'd be a thing I'd be bound to stop, too.
Yeah. Like you stopped him from cutting Billy down.
That was a fair fight, Abe. At least from Blaisdell's side it was. Billy came in to kill him. Calhoun was set to backshoot him.
That's a lie.
No, it's the truth. I talked to Billy just before the fight, and I'd swear to what he said in any court of law.
Yeah, you'll swear all right. But you'll swear that Billy said he only wanted to talk to Blaisdell. Swear it. Swear it here and now, or I'll see your dirty lying soul in hell.
I guess I won't, Abe.
Swear it. No. Swear to the truth or I'll kill you.
No. Go on, hit him all night, Abe. Cut him up.
Say it.
No. Say it.
Move, Johnny, and I'll cut it off. Don't move, Johnny. Swear it, Johnny.
No.
Abe. This isn't doing any good, Abe.
Hold off, Abe.
Swear it, Johnny, or I swear I will kill you.
You better kill me. You want to take your Regulators into Warlock, otherwise I'll stop you.
Sure, I'd like to see him trying to stop us, wouldn't you, Abe?
I'd like to see that, Abe.
Stop us, then. We'll be in tomorrow. Yeah, give it to him. He can't do anything with it anyway.
March. Don't come into Warlock.
Johnny.
I'm the law, Curly. I'm the law.
I'm alone.
They coming in?
Yes, near sundown. Cade says he's gonna kill you himself, Johnny.
I thought I saw...
It's all right, Buck. It's all right. Why'd you come in, Curly? Abe's gonna be mad.
I thought maybe if you knew that they weren't coming in till sundown that... Well, maybe you got business in Bright City or something.
I'm staying here. You can go back and tell them that.
With that hand against Abe and Kay?
I'm staying.
My, but you're brave. Oh, you're so brave.
Just go back and tell them I'm here.
You're a fool, Johnny G.
Curly. Cade gonna be doing his usual back shooting?
Least you'll get is a fair fight, Johnny. I promise you that.
Then tell him.
Oh, it'd just be a waste of time. Think I'll stay around town and wait.
This hand won't hold much now, especially not a cold.
Well, I guess I got time for some sleep now.
Oh, so you'll be clear-eyed when you die.
Doc, maybe you could give me some laudanum for later on, will you?
6 drops in a glass of water.
You set yourself against McCune and Blazel. You'll be killed. You know that.
Yes, come in.
Lady to see you, Mr. Blazel.
Come in, Lily.
I've come to ask you for something. A favor. I want Ganon for Ben Nicholson. You owe me this, Clay.
I owe nothing. Ben Nicholson came after me. He called me out.
Don't you know he went to see Morgan first? Morgan sent him.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Well, that's not important anymore. I don't care about that. I don't even care about Ben Nicholson anymore, Lord help me. I only want an end to this killing. I've hated you and wanted you killed. But I don't want that anymore.
Oh, Clay, I was wondering if... Well. Hello, Lily. What's she come to do? Shoot you or poison you, Clay? What she want?
She worried about Ganon.
Oh, is that all?
Morgue.
Yeah?
You talked to Ben Nicholson the day he died.
Now, what would I have to do with Ben Nicholson? What'd you tell him?
None of your business.
You come here again and talk to Clay behind my back, and I'll kill you. I'll kill anybody that's dangerous to Clay. Even you, Lily.
Tom, why do you do this?
Because he's the only person, man or woman, who looked at me and didn't see a cripple. Get out of here. Better say a prayer for the soul of your deputy.
It's not too bad, huh?
It's not too good either.
Well, I never was very fast, but I can shoot well enough.
Well enough may not be good enough.
Afternoon, Deputy.
Hello, Mr. Blaisdell.
Guess I'll be getting some early supper.
Blazel, if you've come to offer us help, we don't want you.
We? Hadn't you better let Ganon decide that?
Blazel, don't you understand that as long as you stay here, they'll be killing you? You're a target, a symbol, and they must come after you. Let us alone, Blazel.
Come on, Judge. Come on.
Mind if I sit?
Go ahead.
How's your hand?
It's all right.
I remember when I first killed a man. It was clear and had to be done. Oh, I went home afterwards and puked my insides out. I remember how clear it was. Afterwards, nothing was ever clear again, except for one thing. That's to hold strictly to the rules. It's only the rules that matter. Hold on to them like you were walking on eggs. So you know yourself you've played it as fair and as best you could. But there are things to watch for in yourself. Don't be too fast. When there are people after you and you know it and you worry it. And you think, if I don't get drawn first and them killed first, you know what I mean?
I know.
Can you draw with that hand, Deputy?
I can.
Let's see you draw. This evening there'll be a lot against you. I'd be honored if you'd accept my offer to help, just to back you up, Deputy.
Mr. Blaisdell, maybe I'd like your help more than anything in the world. But it's time this town stood on its own. Who knows? Maybe the people of Warlock will help by backing the law.
I wouldn't count on that, Deputy. But I'll be there to back you. Will you come out and have a whiskey with me?
No, thanks. Maybe later. Right now, I've got things to do.
Sure is noisy out there today.
Little boy's waiting for the circus parade. How?
How? Lily is sure gone on that deputy.
Yeah, pity she won't have him long.
Unless we take a hand.
Me and what?
Remember that time in Grand Ford? Those strangers had us in a hotel room with a guard? Lily splashed a can of kerosene around out and back. Came running upstairs, hollering fire. She sure got us out of that one. I think we owe her one more.
Yeah, it's funny. It's very funny. You practically given up marshaling this town. The only way for you to be important again is for Ganon to die. Now you want to back Ganon? So he'll be the hero and you'll be nothing? That's very funny.
I'm not playing king of the mountain, Morg. Not a question of who's on top, who's on the bottom. But this town holding together against McCune. I'm a citizen of this town.
Look,
now.
if you want to play second fiddle, that's your business. Don't expect me to back you.
I've never asked your help before, Morg.
Clay, how do you think you stayed alive this long?
They're here, Morg.
You're not going out there to save Ganon. After he's dead, they'll come begging for you to protect him. Now just sit down and wait, Clay.
Blazel was right. He said I'd put too much on you. Now I've done it.
You put nothing on me. It's just a time and a place for a showdown, you know that.
You haven't a chance unless you let Blazel help you.
No, Judge. The deputy's gonna be worth anything. He can't hold up when there's trouble.
You're nothing to me, boy. You're just a badge in office. That's all you are. Get yourself killed. Nothing to me.
I give you 5 minutes to leave town.
Johnny, cover your gun, you yellow-livered coward. Come on! Go for it!
Hold it! Hold it! Drop your gun.
Take it easy, Joe.
Promised you, Johnny. Promised you a fair fight.
You regulators are all under arrest. Brown, you, Bush, Mosby, you're deputized to take them into Bright City for trial. Now we'll see how far the law can go in Warlock.
Gambled and lost, Morg.
Well, at least you're alive.
Am I?
Do you think they would have backed you like they did Ganon? That's what they pay you for, half hoping to see you killed.
Wouldn't that be better, to go down decently? Isn't that what you've always said, Morg?
Yeah, and I've kept you from it many a time.
Like now, hiding in a room with a gun on me?
No, like the time of the Hines bunch in Fort James. It was me that got the drop on them. And the Allisons and Sybil Wells and me again. And Calhoun down below ready to back shoot you. Who saved your life? It was me.
Bob Nicholson at the stage?
And Bob Nicholson.
And Ben Nicholson, too. Lily was telling the truth. You used me to get back at Lily.
Lily had nothing to do with it. He was gunning for her.
You're telling me things to make me kill you. I'm going to Jesse's. I'll send for my thing.
We'll talk about that later, Clay. Clay, you gotta face Ganon. You gotta let him know you're in charge here.
Ganon's in charge. I'm resigning. Would you have me kill Ganon, too, because of Lily?
That's not why I did those things.
No, then why? Why? Was it ever for me or you, Morg?
No, not for me, Clay. You're my friend.
You're the only friend I ever had, Clay.
You're finished, Morg.
Clay, you won't face Ganon because you're yellow. You yellow clean through. Miss Jesse Marlowe's made you like that. Clay, I'm not the cripple here, you are. Clay, if you don't kill Ganon, I will. Clay, I swear I will. Merch? Merch! Bring me some whiskey. Give me your Colts. Look, boss, you've been drinking. I said, give me your Colts. I'm the black rattlesnake of the whole territory. I'll kill anything that moves. So just sit still or die. And if you move, you crawl. Who wants to die? I got lightning in both hands. I'm just spoiling for a fight. I'll kill anything that moves. I've killed 45 men, and tonight I'm going to run up that score. Where's that brave deputy? The great cowboy killer. What's he doing, hiding? Ganon! I'm the old-time champion cowboy killer.
Sorry, Deputy, drop it right there. Get inside the cage.
What is this?
Inside.
What do you think you're doing?
You're a brave man, Deputy, but Tom Morgan's my responsibility.
Blazel!
Ganon! Crawl out of your hole, you yellow belly, and I'll run you out of town. Ganon, do I have to come in after you?
Morgan!
Morgan. Hello, Clay. Oh, let me kill him, Clay.
No, Morg.
Why? Because you think you owe Lily?
This isn't a game. You can cheat and make a fraud of, Morg. Now I'm going to have to run you out of town.
Then I won. Clay, you run me out of town, I'll go like a lamb. You'll be a hero again. That's all I want, Clay. I've won.
All right, you've won. We'll play this out to the end just as you want it. I'm telling you to leave town.
All right. I'll see you in Palfrey City, Marshal.
No, you won't, Morgue.
Oh, yeah. You'll be there.
No, Morgue.
I'll be waiting for you. I'm gonna tell you something, Clay.
What is it, Morgue?
I'm better than you. I've always been better. I can beat you, Clay. Now you hit it. And you better hit it fast. I won, Clay. I won.
Push! Get your hands off him. Say something. Say something.
He'd have killed somebody. Broke my arm for me. He was after trouble.
What are you worth?
He was out to kill somebody, Marshal.
Who, you?
Might have been me, I guess.
What are you worth?
No Lord delivers.
Judge me. You judged him, judge me now. Judge me.
What will you do? Kill all of us for your pain?
I've had too much of you. Crawl for it. Crawl past him. It was a man. Now don't talk. Take your hats off. Take your hats off. And now you can sing. Rock of Ages, Clef, sing! Let me hide myself in thee. Let the water and the blood from my wounds side which flow heal sing the calm of pure. Save me from which still has no
Johnny. You killed me.
Stand back, deputy.
Sorry, Blazel, it's time.
Time?
You can't stay here. Trouble and death follow you. Warlock's had enough of both.
You running me out of town, deputy?
No. I'm just saying I'll have to arrest you in the morning. So I'm asking you to get out before then.
Nobody tells me that or asks me. I come and go as I please.
No longer, Mr. Blaisdell. I'll have to come after you in the morning.
Come shooting if you do.
I'll do that.
You'll have to.
Told Blaisdell he's to get out of town by morning.
I heard. And is he going?
No.
Life in one night. Johnny.
Clay, I've been looking for you. You've been here all this time.
Jesse, why did he do it?
I don't know. Clay, what are you going to do?
Yesterday? Was it only yesterday? I told him he was nothing without me. Maybe I'm nothing without him.
It's foolish. Clay, we had a council meeting tonight, and everyone was agreed that if you wanted to stay here in town, we could go to the deputy. I'm sure that there'd be no problem.
What would I do here, Jesse?
Stay with me as we planned.
What'd I do?
I don't know. Whatever you planned on doing before this happened.
I never saw past this morning. I suppose I figured Morgan and I. What now? Should I clerk in Richardson's store? Sell needles to old ladies? Should I take over McCune's spread and nurse cabs? Become a miner, live in darkness?
If you love me, Clay, none of these things would be bad.
Jesse, come with me. We'll go to Porphyry City. I can become the marshal there.
To another town, and another, and another.
Why not? It's the way I've lived. It's the way I'll always live. Times are changing, sure. But there'll be enough towns to last my lifetime.
I'm not Morgan. I can't back you. I can't even hold a coat, much less fire one. Who'll kill the backshooters in Porphyry City?
Maybe I'll have to find another Morgan.
key. The judge's got the other one in there. Take care of that now.
People are out. Funny how they find out about things.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's about time.